Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Please, like the video and share your thoughts. In the comments, your feedback helps. Make the content better. It was well past midnight when I found her. The backyard was eerily quiet. Only the faint chirping of crickets and the wind scraping along the iron gate broke the stillness. I had come to leave flowers by the garden wall, the spot my brother said held her ashes. But then I saw her, a small figure curled on a flattened cardboard box beside the old shed. Bare feet, thin arms, soft, uneven breaths. I froze. She was supposed to be gone. My niece, only 10 years old, had supposedly died 3 months prior. They called it a tragic accident. The funeral had been closed casket. My brother hadn't let anyone near her body. And yet, here she was, sleeping on the cold concrete, wearing a boy's tattered sweatshirt. I knelt down slowly, my voice barely a whisper. "Are you alive?" She stirred, lifting her head, eyes wide and hollow. "Uncle," she breathed, as if saying my name cost her everything. I reached out to touch her cheek. She flinched. That's when I noticed the bruises, yellowed edges fading into deep blue, like someone had tried to hide the pain but failed. My heartbeat didn't race. It went steady, mechanical. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I wrapped her in my coat, lifted her, and walked out through the gate. No one saw us leave. The next morning, I watched her eat in my kitchen, quietly, deliberately, as if she wasn't allowed to. When I asked where she'd been, she said nothing, staring at her hands instead. Later, I called my brother. His voice was unnervingly calm. "She's gone," he said flatly when I mentioned her name. "You need to stop obsessing." I recognized the tone, same one he had used at the funeral. Rehearsed grief hiding behind a polished facade. "She's not gone," I said. "She's here." Silence. Then a chuckle. "You're losing it, man." Click. He hung up. That's when I realized he wasn't shocked. He was afraid. That night, my niece whispered from the couch, her voice trembling like a candle flame. "Uncle, don't tell Daddy, please." I didn't answer, but my chest ached. I thought of the bruises, the closed casket, the way his wife avoided my eyes at the funeral. Something inside me quietly, irrevocably, broke. I resolved to uncover the truth, completely and silently. Over the following days, I sent her to a friend's house outside town, somewhere safe. Then I began investigating. Hospitals, death certificates, neighborhood CCTV. Piece by piece, the story leaked through the cracks. No hospital record. No autopsy. The death certificate? Forged. Signature traced. The night she died, police logs recorded a domestic disturbance call. Officers never arrived. The address was canceled before they could respond. Every detail confirmed what my instincts had already screamed. She hadn't died. She had been hidden. And the woman meant to protect her, my brother's wife, was complicit. I found an unmarked envelope buried under old tools in my brother's shed. Inside were photographs, his daughter, bruised and battered, each image labeled with dates, as if someone were cataloging her suffering. One photo showed her clutching a note. "If I disappear, tell Uncle." Her handwriting. My heart sank. I stared at that picture for hours. When I finally stood, something in me had changed. My hands were steady, my thoughts cold. I called my brother, saying I wanted to visit, just to talk. He agreed too quickly. I arrived at his house at dusk, the same garden where I had found her. He greeted me with charm and feigned warmth, the practiced smile of a liar. "Been a while," he said. "You look tired." I stepped inside. The air smelled of bleach. I placed the envelope on the table, opening it and spreading the photos out. He froze. "What is this?" he whispered. I said nothing, watching his eyes flit across the images, panic surfacing beneath the mask. Then I slid the forged death certificate toward him. "I know everything," I said softly. He reached for the papers, hands trembling. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly." His voice cracked. She's better off gone." "She's." I cut him off. "You mean you're not right?" He sank into a chair, hands over his face. For the first time, he looked small. "Where is she?" he whispered. I smiled. "Safe. Just a shadow of one." He began to cry. I felt nothing. I stood by the door, watching him unravel. You'll never see her again, I said. Not as her father, not as anything. He looked up, bloodshot eyes. You can't do that. I already did. His mouth opened to argue, but I slid my phone across the table. On the screen, an email draft with attachments, photos, forged documents, police reports, addressed to authorities and child services, set to send automatically in an hour. He paled. You'll lose everything, he muttered. Exactly. He lunged for the phone, but I was already at the door. I buried your daughter once, I said quietly. You won't get another chance. And then I left. I drove until the city lights disappeared, the road stretching black and endless ahead. She was safe, asleep in a small cabin by the lake. Her nightmares might take years to fade, maybe never. But she was alive. As for me, I felt nothing. No victory. No satisfaction. Only a hollow, clean quiet where rage had lived. People think revenge is payback. It's not. It's restoration, taking back what was stolen. When I reached the cabin, she murmured my name in her sleep. I stood watching her breathe and understood. Some resurrections aren't miracles. They're truths the world tried to bury, and I was done burying them.